Now that you know what several of the options in the ribbon do, let's use some of those. I have a basic Word document that you've seen in the last video, and it needs some editing, so we're going to go through and do some editing. So let's go ahead and start with a quick keyboard shortcut for setting default fonts on your Word documents. So what you're going to do is Control-Shift-F, and what this does is this brings up font settings. So we're going to just do Times New Roman, we're going to do regular, and we're going to do a 12-point font. We're going to leave the color and style all alone, and we're going to go down here in the bottom left corner and click Set as Default. We can do this document only or all documents based on the normal template. We're going to choose all documents, we're going to click OK. So as you can see, it changed it on this. Now when I get out of this document, the next Word document that I open, if you look under the Home tab, in the ribbon, you're going to see under the font section that Times New Roman 12 will be default on all future documents. So I want to go through and change my theme. So we're going to go to Design. We're going to choose Themes, kind of like the circuit. So we're going to go with that. And then as far as styles, kind of like this, pretty clean cut, easy to see, easy to read. Only problem is the font's a little small for me at 11. So I'm going to set my cursor right here in front of the first word of my document. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to click Shift, and then I'm going to click at the very end of my document, highlight everything, and I'm going to use this up arrow just to go to the next size, which is going to be 12, and I think that's pretty readable, so I'm going to leave it at 12-point font. Now, I don't really like the way the style this here is. It stands out, but it stands out in a bad way to me. So I'm going to change the font by highlighting. I'm going to go into headings here. There, it's a lot simpler, but it still stands out and you know that it's the header. To me, the paragraphs are a little too close together. I'm going to do Control-Alt, select my whole document. I'm going to go up here to this line and paragraph spacing. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to add space before paragraphs. So that kind of broke it up a little bit. As I do a Control-Z, you can see everything's kind of compressed. I'm going to do Control-Y to redo that, and you can see it's a little bit more spacing there. So I've got some bullet points down here. I'm just going to highlight. I'm going to click and drag to highlight, and then I'm going to change them. I'm not a huge fan. I like them, but it's not exactly what I want. So I think after briefly going over these, I think I'm going to go with this one here and just change the style a little bit. Now you can define new bullets and add a picture as your bullet point if you would like. And you can also add different symbols as your bullet points. One thing I briefly went over in the last video was inserting tables. We're not going to do a whole lot with tables, but I did want to show you that you can edit text within your table and styles within your table. So you kind of have a full set of functionalities inside of here. Change all your styles in there. And just like I showed you in the last video, if you click inside the table, go into layout, you can convert to text, and there it all is with the same formatting and everything. I briefly went over inserting photos earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert an online picture, and I'm simply going to look for a lock. I like this one here, pretty straightforward and simple. Now I briefly went over in the last video of how to edit a photo a little bit. We're going to keep this one pretty straightforward. I'm going to put a little bit of a frame on it with a little bit of background color. So I want to make it smaller, but first I'm going to click inside the photo. You see the 4 arrows there, and I'm going to drag this up. So anytime you see those 4 arrows, you can click and drag. If you size the image by any of the dots on the middle of the left, right, or bottom, then you're going to skew the image, and you don't necessarily want to do that. So what we're going to do is resize it by the corner. As you resize it by the corner, it keeps everything kind of locked in place as far as dimensions. So just like in the last video I showed you, there's layout options. We want this one wrapped inside the text. And now this here has wrapped all text around this photo. And so there you go. It definitely wrapped it in there. It kept who the author is, which is apparently unknown. So now we've got that resized so the author can be seen. I already showed you how to insert a link up here. What we did was we highlighted the words that we needed. We go into insert, we go into link, and so we can see my YouTube channel there under that. We're going to click OK because that link is good, but we're going to make summary a link. So we're going to highlight it, click on link, it's going to say summary, and the web address, we're going to go ahead and paste that in there. We're going to click OK. Summary has changed to green because that is what this style and theme does for links. I don't necessarily want that green, so I'm going to go up to highlight it, go up to the home tab. So I'm going to highlight and go up to black. And we're going to underline it, and that is perfectly fine because we want people to know that that is a link. So I've already showed you how to do headers and footers, but we're going to go back and review it. Under the insert tab, under header and footer, we're going to go ahead and click on headers. I want to add some color, so I'm going to change my header style, and it moved the page number up top and it erased what I had in there, and that is perfectly fine. I kind of like that. It's simple and I don't have it cluttered with any text up top. So now we're going to look at adding in a footer. These are all pretty blah, but you know what? I'm going to do author, and we're going to ignore school because I'm not doing this for school. And the page number again is at the top, so we don't need to add in another page number. To get the most out of your document, what we're going to do is go under View, and we will go over here to Outline. And this takes you to a different screen here. We've got section breaks and all this. We're going to highlight, and we're going to make this level 1 and not body text. And then we've got terminology here. What we're going to do is we're going to make that level 2. What level 2 and level 1 are doing, going through and adding in headers, so that way we can better outline your paper. This is also great for when you're doing styles and themes, because this here it changes with whatever level you have set up. So we're going to also put that at level 2. So we've got a lot of stuff here at level 2. I'm going to go ahead and make all my bullet points level 3. Okay, so now that we have everything set up, we're going to go ahead and close outline view. And not a whole lot really changed here, which is perfectly fine. You did notice that the header moved from center to left, and that's because of the style that we have set up for the level 1 header. And so you'll notice a lot more changes whenever we go into styles here. You'll see a little bit changing. And you can also see where you can collapse and reopen. So under view you can go into show navigation pane. It'll show all of your headers. You see level 1, level 2, all of your level 3s. And say I wanted to move some of these around to where they're in a different order. Maybe I want them in alphabetical order. So then I could just start dragging that up, and in the paper itself you'll see it starts moving around. Extra tips I don't really want at the top, so I'll keep everything else in alphabetical order except for the extra tips and summary. Those will still follow in an order that makes more sense for the document itself. But you also just click on it and it'll take you exactly where you need to be, so that way you don't have to search all of your pages as well. Say you want to go to your terminology, you just click on terminology or whichever specific one, so that way you don't have to scroll. Really just helps to make your document easier to edit, laid out a little bit cleaner, and if things need to move around, it's a lot easier to click and drag from the navigation, as you saw me do earlier with moving email up, than it is to have to try to copy and paste and make sure everything stays in the correct formatting and so on and so forth. This does all of that for you. So your navigation pane, you can see all of your pages in here as well, any results from searches. So use your navigation. It's definitely a very helpful tool. So we're going to close out of that. We're going to go ahead and do a save from the quick access toolbar. Everything is saved. We're going to go into the file tab here, and we're going to go to export, and we're going to create a PDF document here. So we just click here and asks where I want it. This is the name of it. So we're just going to publish that, and I've already got a document out there, but you can tell it was saved a while back. So yes, we want to go ahead and replace that. And there it is, and it opens in our default PDF viewer. So those were the basics of Microsoft Word. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and be sure to watch the following video.